Lauren ordered lobster, and Andy was like me. Andy had steak and chips and eggs, and he had a big coffee, and that was it. We all had a great night. Andy didn't drink. I didn't drink. Laura had a few cosmopolitans, and they decided after they ate, which was only about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, they decided that they wanted to go for a walk on the beach. Did I want to come with them? I said no. Andy said that we were going to leave around 8, 9 in the morning. It wasn't going to be rushed. It was going to be 8 or 9 in the morning, 10 at the most. And I said, look guys, go for a walk, enjoy yourselves. Laura and I said, if I don't see you in the morning time, I said, hopefully see you next time I come back. She gave me a little cuddle and a kiss on the cheek. I got Kitty back off her. Her and Andy went for a walk, and as they walked off, I seen her grab Andy's hand, which was fantastic. He didn't look back. She didn't look back. I just stood looking at them, because if they had a fucking turn round, I would have been doing the violin for them like this here. I'd have been giving them the fucking violin, but it was brilliant to see. And they were happy enough, and hopefully, maybe, hopefully, Andy was going to get laid that night, or they were going to see each other again, you know what I mean? But he needed fucking something to settle his head. But they were a nice match. She was lovely. There was nothing false about her. I didn't get any red flags from her at all. Obviously she was experienced enough in life, and she lived the life under her own terms, which was really good. She didn't stand for bullshit. As far as I could see, she didn't give any bullshit. And I'd be telling Dave about her when we got back. As soon as I got back to Miami, I'd be telling Dave that I'd met her and that they'd remember her. So that was it. I sat there for another hour longer. I think it was around 11:30 at night, and the music was playing everywhere. I was going to take a walk right and go right up the beach this time. I just decided not to. I wasn't not going to eat any more street food, just in case it was, that would give me another fucking an experience of a Linda Blair Exorcist projectile vomiting scenario. I just wasn't going to have it. I decided I would just sit there, drink a bit of coffee, and listen to the music in the distance, and just chill out and with Kitty on my lap. When she was really tired, she would just sit in my lap, and she would just go to sleep, and I just kind of cuddled her with one hand and was just scratching her like a wee bum and a wee back and her tummy with my fingers, just listen to her purring, and she would get her wee nails and she would kind of dig in. She would dig in with her little nails like this and make that area comfortable, like she was tenderizing fucking a piece of chicken sometimes. And she would just purr and purr and purr, and then she would turn around a couple of times to get herself comfortable, and then she would just settle, and then she would purr away and she would sleep. And it was the most amazing feeling of that little beautiful little creature just lying there content, knowing that she wasn't going to be harmed, and that she was safe, and that she was warm and loved and cared for and wanted, and that was the first time in my life really that I had actually really loved something unconditionally, that loved me back, and didn't expect anything, except somewhere warm to sleep, some belly scratches, a bit of food, and to be cared for, you know what I mean? And that's really all in life as a human being that we could ever hope to get from somebody that is as loyal as a cat or a dog, because I've never fucking really found anybody in my lifetime that fucking gave me the same love as a little cat or a dog did, and that's fucking just being honest. So they never fucked you over for money, they didn't stab you in the back, they didn't run off with your fucking girlfriend or your wife or talk shit behind you, you know what I mean? They were always there at the door waiting for you to come home, little tail wagging, little jumps up and down and stuff, and so we could all learn something from cats and dogs and donkeys and horses and cows and all these animals that they say are fucking are stupid and not sentient. What a load of bollocks. So anyway, I digress. I just sat there and I was feeling the breeze, and I was looking forward to going back to Miami. I'm looking forward to talking to Dave and Dick, Gary if he was available, and to Fiona, you know what I mean, and just being content at the fact that we had a couple of really successful trips away together, and had just collected a bunch of money with no fucking drama. You know what I mean? No fucking no dramas, no nothing. To just make sure that it had secured more contracts for Andy, and that he would be, he'd be in the money, and that he hopefully wouldn't get into debt again. And Andy never said anything bad about Tom, because I know that he'd relied on Tom, and then once Tom had fallen, out of the plane the first time and smashed his head, Andy took that very badly, because it was his plane, and and he just felt that it was his fault that Tom had fallen, even though it had been Tom's own fault because he hadn't checked his footing. You know what I mean? And he'd been in and out of Andy's plane many times, but still Andy took that to heart and put that on himself. And then once Tom had brain damage and had brain operations and stuff like that, and his back and everything, that just made Andy feel absolutely gutted and responsible for that. So and so his business went down a little bit, but never complained. And he could have put Tom in a home, didn't have to look after him, but that was just the kind of person Andy was. So he was away down the beach with Lauren, and whatever jiggery poker they were going to get up to, they were two adults. They were more than welcome to the privacy and whatever. If a relationship developed, that would be great, because Andy would have something a bit better to focus on. And not that he needed an excuse to go down to Bermuda, and I don't think at any particular time Lauren was going to give up that lifestyle, marry him, and go up to the States. But maybe they might have a little fling, or be boyfriend and girlfriend, and have each other to look forward to going back and forward. Who knew? That was going to be later on in the stars. So sat for a little bit, listened to the music, listened to the waves crashing, felt the breeze, listened to a couple of other people each side of me, talking about their days on the island and their trips, and they were about to go home, and they were going to tell their friends about it, and they'd recommend this little place, and they recommend the island on the whole, you know what I mean? And it was nice to hear people just enjoying themselves, because what do we do in life? We work, from some time. I started working when I was 12. I was working, pulling in hay and picking potatoes in the fields, and fucking, working for farmers, cattle, everything from a very, very early age, working in the bog cutting turf with my stepdad while my friends were out playing fucking football or playing in the forests and stuff, and I was working and fucking, that's just how it was back then. And whatever little money I was making, if it had been a fiver, for the week, I was given £4 into the house for my keep, and I was given £1 spending money, and that's just how it was. So I started working when I was 12, and then labouring when I was 15 on building sites and all this type of stuff. So basically, what is it? You work, 50 years of your life, get taxed to fuck. You get a couple of weeks holiday every year, and then you fucking retire when you're 63, 64, and you fucking never get to live life. And most people fucking, they retire, and then they can't really retire anymore. They have to work until they're fucking older, because of all the extortionate fucking rates and everything, and the way everything's gone up, and then you die. And a lot of people don't really live. A lot of people never really get to live. They just work themselves to the bone for what, you know what I mean? And I was one of the lucky ones to be able to be where I was at that particular time. And this stuff used to go through my mind all the time. And I wasn't going to be one of them people that just worked myself to the bone and, not have a future to look forward to, because David had opened that door for me. He'd put the key in the lock, he turned the lock, he'd open that door, and he pushed me through into something much better than I could ever imagined. Any of the people back home where I grew up wouldn't have believed anything I've told them, but the things I've seen and the things I've done and the things that I'd been involved in, and the things I've witnessed, and they just fucking look at you with, listen to him, fucking Billy Liar, all this type of stuff. So, but David had shown me something completely different, and I wasn't going to waste it.